Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another MAMJ Let's Play. I'm going to revisit the supposedly wonderful future. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it because I'm not even sure if you guys were notified that the other 3 episodes went up. But this game has been just sitting with me ever since I finished this one little episode, or this, I don't know what to call it, trial, I guess. So I wanted to try a second one to see if I could do anything else and get a better feel for what this game has to offer. So let's go ahead and step out since we solved this section. Oh man, but that first area, it had some tough decisions to make. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with the rest of it. You walk through a door and out of the building to find that the world outside looks just as dark and eerie as the 4 rooms before. A silhouette of what appears to be Jackie nods and waves its hand toward a car, so blurred it surely couldn't be able to take you anywhere. You take a seat anyway, and much to your surprise, the engine roars to life. Shadows of skyscrapers start to pass behind the window, but all of them keep morphing into wrinkled creatures chanting mesmerizing tunes and swallowing pillows. What? Excited that euthanasia will finally take them to the promised land, urging you to come with them. When the dimly lit house finally gives way to reality, you find yourself staring at a city skyline through a window wall, apparently a high floor of some building. Jackie stands nearby, looking tense but much more composed and determined than she was back at your office. It appears she is ready to answer a lot of questions and prepared that some of them won't be nice, okay? Whatever happened to you was part of the plan. Okay, you again, what on earth has happened? Okay. The first problem. You're joking. What kind of problem? Yeah, let's talk about that. A real kind. More like a sick kind. You're all crazy here. Michael, please, try to calm down. I will answer all your questions, but you need to ask them first. Was it even real? How did I appear on that house? Okay, why did you throw me there straight away? I thought you people were immortal. Okay. You lied to me, said all problems were perfectly solvable. I thought I was coming in a utopia, not a horror freak show. Why did you throw me there straight away? I have a feeling it's because it's a trial, but because real problems don't wait until you finish a tutorial or pass a briefing. They come and punch you in the face, and they stay with you until and unless you solve them. Was it even real? I programmed our time traveling routes this way. The technology allows us to define a destination very precisely. You appeared in that room, I appeared elsewhere. Okay, and then you close the door. She said, yes, I did. That part was for you alone to experience, but I'm helping you now. We will get closure together. Thought you people were immortal here. Not immortal, Michael. We simply process the technology to prevent aging and decrease the chances of most age-related diseases. When the diseases happen anyway, however, it's an entirely different story. We still bleed and suffer from injuries. We can be shot or stabbed. Immortality might be the wrong word here altogether. Yet you didn't object to that word when recruiting me. Just like all of our media today, humanity likes to celebrate its achievements. It has every right to do so, but in this particular case more than ever. However, you call it is still a wonder. However you call it is still a wonder. For the first time in history, we are able to cheat death. Okay, I thought I was coming to a utopia. I never said this future was perfect. The better the world appears, the more important it looks. The more important it is to look its problems straight in the eye. Humanity didn't come this far by being complacent. So this is the price. You're going to put me through hell before I can live here. No, we're going to put you through all kinds of things. But it is important to understand that even immortality won't solve all the problems in the world. That even immortality won't solve all the problems in the world, or you're in for a big disappointment. Okay, why me? Outsider's perspective. By knowing next to nothing about this time and place, you possess no bias and no prejudice. You have no idea how valuable it is to have an unbiased mind in a team. With the years, we've come to appreciate that. Okay, you lied to me. Yes, and that is you can solve them with your mind, which is exactly what you did. I didn't solve it, I couldn't solve it, there's nothing left to solve, only to watch and suffer with them. I killed a person, that wasn't a solution. I like that. You gave closure to a woman who was so mentally paralyzed and overwhelmed she couldn't get up from her chair. This is a solution. You made a difference back there. Really? Do you expect me to shrug this off, to wake up tomorrow and carry on like nothing's happened? No, but we expect you to keep functioning, and we'd really like you to unload emotional baggage between the problems so you can face each one with a clear head. Interesting. I know it's a big thing to ask and it won't be easy, but the result is worth it. The help that you can bring this world is worth it. Okay, is that everything? Almost. We just need to discuss what happened back in that house. Okay. Fine, maybe then say what you have to say. Let's see here. Well, you already know the premise. At first, there was an old woman diagnosed with the stage of late Alzheimer's disease and the newest medical advancements that could cure it, but it didn't work. And then it was her desperate daughter who asked the doctors for a last bit of help to let her mother go peacefully. Yes, you managed to tell me. But even in a society where euthanasia is officially allowed, you need to make sure there's no other option left. Physical healing may be a way for counseling. Different doctors came and tried helping her to cope. Then another specialist arrived to see if she at least possessed mental capacity to choose euthanasia in good conscience. She hadn't, of course. The pressure was becoming too much for the poor woman. Yet the status quo proved to be impossible to keep as well. She was slipping out of reality, and along with her mother, the tension had to be released, even if it meant making this decision for them. That's when I discovered the case and quickly picked it up. Okay, and so you called the man from the agency. Yes, and prepared a pill for you to find and possibly use. Placed it right on the table right before you arrived. But why? I couldn't possibly make things more right if an entire group of medical professionals... Sounds like you just grabbed someone else's problem and used it for your own little experiment. I mean, I can't do stuff better than medical professionals. I honestly believed you could. It's not about your perspective. It's about little things. Being a professional is important, yet it's easy to forget what simple, genuine empathy can do. But you remembered. I'm really proud of how you handled this. Okay, so the mother did have Alzheimer's. Yes. And she was old. Yes. Does that mean she couldn't afford your immortality? No, maybe she's decided not to do it. Now, is that so? I'm sure it's easy to overlook your renewal. Is the only available to those who can pay for it. Okay, so decided not to be immortal? Maybe, or maybe she was planning to do it later on. The renewal can't make you young again. It can only maintain your age. So, as long as you're not too old for the procedure, a couple of years won't make much difference. 63 or 65 doesn't really matter. Still, the risk probably increases with each passing year. If she went through the renewal as soon as possible, maybe none of this would have happened. That only makes sense in retrospective. There are less known but equally ruthless illnesses that target young people or people in their prime, or accidents that have nothing to do with your age. You can't really predict the killing blow, you can just take your chances. Interesting? Is that so? I'm sure it's easy to overlook. Yeah, let's do that. Well, what do you want from me? Of course it costs money, and of course it's not that simple. We try to make it as cheap as we can, as accessible in every part of the world as we can, but some people still can't afford that. Then again, some people don't even want it. They shove it back in our face and die with a smile on their lips, pitying us. And so humanity gets split into us and them. Another way to start hating each other. No, that's not how it goes. The dystopia only exists in the minds of those who want to believe in it. I can guarantee that much. Okay? I still don't understand how this surgery could screw up her mind in such a strange way. Okay, I'm no neurosurgeon myself, but I'm pretty sure any treatment of Alzheimer's late stages must include some memory-related manipulation because recollections are already affected by the disease. Some say it's still a volatile process that can, in rare cases, spiral out of control and just unhinge things instead of ordering them. Then again, the human mind always tries to make sense of stuff, even if it's working with completely irrational data. Being a little girl is probably the most reasonable conclusion from the remaining mess. Woman said the surgery had a 90% chance of success. I must admit though, she really put me off with her hatred for kids, yeah. Oh, I can give you some context for that. She has a grown-up son, but their relationship's a mess, and they haven't talked in about 10 years. Still doesn't justify the hatred. It's just her way of dealing with it, Michael. If they broke up for good, she started with denial. Then she cemented this denial by thinking that raising kids is someone's cruel joke. She said some nasty things since then, and it's tempting to hate her, but remember that cruel words often come from those who feel hurt the most. Okay? Is there anything about the woman's life that doesn't scream drama? There is. She's from a small but wealthy family, and they traveled around the world when she was younger. She had a happy marriage that ended in divorce, but a surprising peaceful let's remain friends divorce. It's very easy to perceive a mixed bag of life as predominantly happy or predominantly sad. Okay, that bad, huh? It's very bad. From what I could gather, the fact that she hates her son's guts was probably the most consistent thing the doctors heard from her. As for her son, they tried to contact him many times, but to no avail. I also called him myself, but he just said he doesn't care in the most casual voice possible. I didn't back down right after that, of course, but in the end, my convincing skills were clearly insufficient, okay? A very effective one. She had all her heart, I don't even know where I saw that. All her hard work raising another person amounted to nothing. So she threw away the whole idea and decided that it was a waste of time anyway. She also embraced the promise of scientific immortality. Sadly for her, immortality is still hiding around the corner. All right, now the question. The woman said the surgery is 90% successful. Is that for real? Of course. They don't take the numbers off the top of their heads. I'm sure it's as accurate as any calculated probability today. There are very precise computer simulations and medical procedures to give you a representative sample, even if the volunteers come through, even before the first volunteers come through your door. It means 9 out of every 10 patients are cured, nothing less. But that's really unlucky. Mathematically speaking, that's nothing to do with luck. Speaking as a human being, though, yeah, it sucks. But our doctors make sure to carry the message across. They will never accept anybody for experimental treatment unless they completely understand the meaning behind the numbers. That woman knew the risks. Okay, she signed up for it. And who could blame her? You could probably see the probabilities of your daily activities. How many 90% chances would you take each day? 80% chances, 70% chances. People are gonna take such risks all the time and then some. We just hope the dice roll favors us, but it doesn't have to. The dice doesn't care about us at all. Okay, maybe there are forces behind the dice that do? Yeah, maybe, but apparently, even then, they decided not to help her. So what happens now? Now we can try and relax. One of our employees will come and show you the way to the cafeteria, where you can experience our fine futuristic cuisine. I'm kidding, it's not really futuristic, just a bit more Fusion-esque, maybe. Aren't you gonna join me? Maybe we could chat about some less work-related themes. You seem pretty intent on following me everywhere. Finally, a change of scenery and the rest from you. What about less work related? I'm not trying to hit on her, but I just want to see, her personality. No, sorry, I just kind of eat sandwiches right here during projects while I look at the files. There's usually so much left to prepare and finalize. I wouldn't have enough time if I was chilling at the cafeteria. Sounds like you're really busy. Well, I signed up for it, and I knew beforehand that I wouldn't be getting much help with all the secrecy about time travel and stuff. It's alright, I enjoy a frantic pace once in a while. Makes you feel alive. Very tired, but alive. That's very familiar. But we can definitely have a more casual chat if you like. That's a time that won't be wasted. Take an elevator back after you finish. Chances are I'll still be around working. Just don't forget to check your room first. My room? Shouldn't you drive me to a hotel in the night or something? We have rooms right here. There are hotel rooms for all intents and purposes, only you can keep an eye on me 24/7. Yes, also we won't waste time on transportation, so there will be more left for sleep. Okay, can I wander around the rest of the building? No, sorry, you only have access to this floor and the floor below, where your room and the cafeterias are. I can just press a different button in the elevator, You certainly can. It will scan your fingerprint, check your systems for a security clearance, and refuse to move. Wow. Okay, are these Life Plus offices? Yes, we're currently on the 29th floor of your corporate headquarters. This is our base of operations for the rest of the project. Here, we can discuss your work in the evening and have briefings in the morning. There will be some in the latter too, I promise. Okay, how do you have my fingerprints? We took them from an old database, something about a trip to Brazil? It's not easy to exist in the 21st century without leaving your fingerprints behind, but they said they'll delete them after the visit. I imagine they tried, but you know how hard it is to completely delete something. So I'm safety locked up at all times. Please don't take it the wrong way. Each person you interact with is another chance of affecting this timeline, and therefore another set of complex calculations for us. We have to keep it manageable. Okay, what about the people at the cafeteria? There's nobody around here at this hour and the service is automated. Actually, the place is hardly used at all. I don't even remember which one of us execs insisted folks from the top floors need their own place to chow, but clearly it wasn't a very good idea. Yeah, right. Oh, there's an access point in your room, so you can go online if you want. You know, read the news, visit websites. There's one daily newspaper I put in your favorites. It's reasonably good. Better than my convoluted explanations anyway. Hold on a second. One does not simply give me access to the internet of the future and expect that I shall spend more time to sleep. Yeah, I'm sure you can find a reasonable balance then. Okay, shall I go? Sure, and thank you for today, really. It might be the most ambitious and exciting project to date, and I'm grateful that you agreed to make this possible. Have a good night. Okay, actually, that's a good place to end this episode. I'm sorry if there's a lot of reading, but we'll see what happens in the next episode, and maybe we can see a different problem, but at least we got some answers. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ Let's Play.